The infamous defamation trial between Hollywood actress Amber Heard and actor Johnny Depp was watched by millions and has been in the limelight for quite some time. The public had been anticipating the verdict of this trial for a long time now, but now that the court's decision has been made, Amber Heard wants to appeal this. Many legal experts think that Heard's move is going to be unsuccessful, and she recently called out her fans for this reason. Ever since Amber Heard wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post where she accused her ex-husband Johnny Depp for domestic abuse, the world has been waiting for the truth. This whole controversy began back in 2016 when the couple filed for divorce after only a year of marriage. The public cannot believe that a beloved actor like Johnny Depp could be capable of abuse, but Amber Heard made it her mission to prove him guilty and ruin his career and reputation. However, after a long time of being in the public's bad books, Johnny Depp tried to fight back against the abuse allegations and sued Amber Heard for defamation and plotting against him. This $50 million lawsuit happened a few months back in Virginia, and although the trial lasted for only 7 days, the entire world watched. Both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard presented their side of the story, and there were numerous accusations flying around. But Johnny's legal team came prepared to fight this battle as the actor tried to gain back his credibility and told his story in front of the jury. He told the public that he had never hit his ex-wife or any other previous partner. Moreover, the public saw all the evidence, and it was shown that it was Amber who had actually been physically abusing Depp all along. After Depp shared his testimony in court, there were many audio recordings shared in court where the couple seemed to be fighting viciously, and Amber Heard admitted to hitting Depp. Heard tried her best to cover all her domestic abuse and portray herself as a victim, but the evidence suggested otherwise. Every time Heard would share a story in front of the jury of all the times she was a victim of abuse, Depp's lawyers fired back at her and proved her wrong. Many experts who watched the trial closely noticed the unusual things about Heard's statements and her body language. It seemed like she was trying her best to put on a performance to convince the jury that she was the actual victim in this matter and that Depp was the abusive partner. But when Depp's lawyers were able to back up all of the claims with solid evidence, it was hard for anyone to believe the made-up stories being told by Amber Heard. There were pictures and videos shared explaining in detail how Heard had been manipulating Depp and the media to deliberately hurt his career. Although, she did succeed in ruining his career because the actor lost many millions of dollars in movie deals such as the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Fantastic Beasts franchises. But unlike Heard, who was only in it for the money, Depp wanted to get a second chance so he could prove to his fans that all the allegations against him were false. After 7 long days of witness testimonies, when it was time for her to come to the stand, she kept lying under oath as she tried to convince the jury of all her claims. But when Heard was cross-examined by Depp's lawyers, it seemed like she was unable to provide any proof or back up any of her accusations. The verdict was finally revealed to the jury, and they decided to side with Johnny Depp as huge amounts of evidence showed the public that he was the victim. There were pictures and hospital reports shared in court where it showed that Heard once threw a vodka bottle at her husband and severed his fingertip. Apart from all the physical abuse, Heard kept verbally abusing Depp and didn't want him to succeed at all. She even went as far as to wreck her own apartment with the help of her friends to show that she had gotten into a fight with Depp and gotten hurt because of him. Throughout the entire trial, Heard put on a sad face as she cried to trick the jury, but her reaction was priceless once Depp won the defamation case. The court decided that she had to pay a total of $15 million to Depp as compensation, but instead of admitting her very public defeat, Heard chose to appeal the court's decision and made a joke out of herself more so than she already has. No one can even try to imagine that there's a way that Heard would win her appeal or get anyone to fall for her lies again. Now, the actress has been lashing out to her fans for ruining her public image as no one is willing to believe her. All the fans are outraged at Heard's decision and think that all the evidence is out there against her, so there's no way for her to gain back the public's trust. Amber Heard was proven guilty of domestic abuse in front of the whole world, and everyone saw how she carefully executed this, put the blame on Depp. But it seems like after supporting her in the start, when she first came forward with abuse allegations, even the actress's fans don't want to keep up with this. Heard's fans want her to move on after being proven guilty and wish that she would let go of all the lies that she's been making up all of these years. It's hard to say if Amber Heard will ever learn from her mistakes, as she ruined the entire defamation trial for herself by being dishonest and trying to get out of dealing with any consequences. We'll have to wait and see if anything changes. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel as we bring you more groovy news.